Hi, today we have Arul Ganesh, who's a UX researcher. We have him here to talk about ethnographic research, and I'll be moderating. My name is Karthik Krishnan, and I'm founder of Chico Designs. Hi, Arul Ganesh.
Hello, Karthik.
Tell
Thank
us
you for
something
inviting
about
me.
yourself in a couple of lines.
I myself a computer science engineer, and then studied industrial design in DG Academy of Design. I've been working as UX researcher for past 5 years. First, I started as a design researcher, and then shifted to UX research lately.
Okay, what made you go to UX research?
Not specifically about research. If you think when I joined design college, I think they taught us the design process, which starts from scratch, trying to understand people, do the research, and then slowly understand the problem, and then you solve the problem, right? So, in the while practicing design process, I think I got really excited about the research part, and that's when I uncovered that I have some interest in research. But what happens in academic research is it never ends, and there is not much of research guidance you get. What I thought was, okay, maybe working in an agency or a firm who practically does research might help. So I thought that might help me understand how to do research on field practically.
Okay.
So that's why I joined as a design researcher in this company called Pensar in Bangalore. There I have worked for 2.5 years as a design researcher. And then COVID happened, and then UX was at peak. And as I have already studied industrial design, shifting to UX research was not a problem because the core principles of industrial design is applicable to UX design as
Right,
well.
right.
So it was very easy for me to shift to design research, from design research to UX research. So that's how it started.
Right. So, as we're on the topic of research, ethnographic research, can you brief us about ethnographic research?
So, if you talk about research, what people usually think is, in the current world, at least people do desk research where they go to internet and ask a few questions. Now with AI, artificial intelligence and stuff, you can quickly get any answers for any questions.
Right.
People don't do much research. That's the perception of research in academics also. People don't do much of research, but when it comes to ethnography, it's about you. It's like living. Let's say you are designing any product. You can, let's say, a pot, right? If you want to understand how a pot is done, you can ask people. You can see videos right now, but more importantly, if you go where they shape up the pot, there is a process, right? It
Right.
starts from scratch. They find the right sand to make the pot, and then there are different processes to
Right,
reach
right.
there, right? To understand all those process, you have to be there, live their life. It's not
Right.
just the process. There are steps that happens before the process, and there are steps that happen after a pot is made also.
Right.
So it's important that you go into the environment, be there, try to live their life.
Got it.
Okay, understand the cultural nuances, cultural beliefs that they have.
Right.
uh, so understanding all this on field.
Right.
Okay.
So, putting ourselves in their shoes to understand how they
Yes,
do it
yes.
and understanding why they do it.
See, people typically say that get into customer shoes, but I mean, that has to be done literally in ethnographic research.
Right.
Whereas in other modes of research, you tend to just have a casual conversation like this and then try to understand. But ethnography is basically you go there, be with them, live a life like them, and then understand.
Got it.
So that's why I can give you an example. We had this course called Living with People,
Right.
where we were asked to go to a village and stay there for 2 weeks.
Right.
That was something. The main idea behind that course also was to make us understand uh, who should we design for, not just for the elite people. There are common people. There are people who are struggling with regular life. So to get a holistic perspective, we were asked to stay in a village for 2 weeks, live with them for 2 weeks.
So, let's say in a city or a district like Coimbatore, where we have different demographics at play, right? How would you go about conducting research here? So, like you said, we need to be in their shoes, spend time with them. How feasible would it be for n number of researchers to go to n number of people of different demographics to live in their shoes and see how and why they do things the way they do it?
Feasibility question, I don't think it's a problem of feasibility. It's about the mindset.
Right.
Researchers have to understand that you can't sit in a room and do research. They have to step outside.
Right.
And particularly with Coimbatore, you have so many things. You like if you travel 20-30 kilometers away from the city itself, the place where our college is placed, right, you see a lot of craft stuff happening around.
Right,
With jute material, they do a lot of stuff. Coir is there. Pottery is also done. On this side, if you go, there is Isha Yoga side, where there also a lot of craft stuff is being done. It's about how much effort are you ready to take, and feasibility is never a problem. And particularly in Coimbatore, you can cover the rural plus urban area as well. It's quite easy. Whereas if you go to Bangalore, right, doing research from Bangalore is very expensive. Doing it in the city itself is very expensive. And you have to travel like close to 2 hours away from city to reach a rural place, and then try and talk to people. It's easier to do research in Coimbatore. It's not a feasibility problem. The problem is all about how much are you ready to step out and then do the research.
Got it. Right. So I know. Let's have the final question now. If you had to change the system, what is the one aspect of the system you would target, and what would be the changes you would propose?
Changes in what sense?
In order to make the urban area a relatively more fun space to live in with flora, fauna, and people, like creating the ecosystem. So what would be the area you would target based on the research you've done or knowledge you've gained so far, and how would you tackle it?
There are so many systemic solutions I have seen. Like people throw these seed balls across
Right.
very places where there are no trees or plants. People used to throw those seed balls. I would say start at your home, have some trees around. I think self-sustainability concept can help. So that's something I always wanted to do. Like, don't want to go outside and buy anything that we consume. I don't want to go outside and buy. I wanted to grow it by myself and have it. If you become more self-sustainable, I think the city will become more greener, because everything we are bringing from outside.
Right.
Right. And I remember when we went to Mysore for a research market, I don't know what to call. This was a vegetable market. I was so surprised to see beans are coming from Bangladesh. I'm like, how are you, bro? Take beans from Bangladesh to here. It's too much. And can't you grow it here? I really don't know, but that's too much of. I was really shocked to see beans coming from there, and then they segregated it into different qualities. So I would say start at your home, make yourself more self-sustainable, and if each house starts that, then that could be better. At least the urban areas will look more greener, versus getting fruits and vegetables from outside. I mean, nobody has the time. But, that's a good place to start, I would say.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Arul Ganesh, for spending your time with us.